so today I'm giving you all the tips. Grab your favorite yarn, a comfy seat, and let's dive into this super simple hexagon pattern. Whether you're making a blanket, a bag, or just a stack of these pretties, you're about to nail it. So for this tutorial, you're going to be using a 5mm crochet hook and DK yarn, and that's your first tip. Solid hexagons produce a really dense fabric, so if you want your final piece to be flexible, maybe it's a shawl or a blanket, then I'd recommend going up a hook size from what is recommended from the particular yarn you're using. But if you want tighter fabrics, like for a bag maybe, stick to the hook size recommended for that particular yarn or go down one size. So you're going to start with a chain of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and join it to the first chain to form your lovely ring. And this is where your second tip comes in. Since I want a pronounced hole in the middle of my crochet hexagon, I begin with a chain 5 and join to the first stitch to form a ring. You can use less chains if you want a less pronounced hole in the middle, or alternatively start also using a magic circle. I have a tutorial on how to work and secure your magic circle. I'll link it in the description. So after you've chained 5 or made your magic circle, you're going to do a chain 2 and DC into the ring. Chain 2, then 2 DC. You're going to repeat this 5 times. Chain 2, 2 DC. After you've repeated this 5 times, you're going to join to the second chain of your beginning chain 2. You should have 6 sets of 2 DCs and chain 2s, and that's where your third tip comes in. Hexagons have 6 sides, 6 equal sides. So before you move on, you have to make sure you have the same number of stitches before the chain 2 corner space, and make sure you have 6 corner spaces. So for round 2, we are going to chain 2 and DC into the next DC. And here comes our fourth tip. The chain 2 at the beginning of each round counts as 1 DC. I use chain 2 because I have loose chains and tight stitches. You can also use a chain 3 if you prefer, or if you know the standing double crochet method, you can use that as well. So from here, you're going to work a DC, chain 2, DC into the corner space. You're going to work a DC into each of the previously worked DCs of round 1. Then for the corner space, you work a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, and you're going to repeat this all round for round 2. DC in the DCs, and for the corner space, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet. Again, DC on top of the double crochets, and for the corner space, DC, chain 2, DC, and you're going to repeat this all round. When you get to the end of your round, you're going to join to the second chain of the beginning chain 2 with a slip stitch. Then we move on to round 3. We're going to chain 2 and work a DC into each of the DCs of the previous round. When you get to the corner space, you're going to DC, chain 2 and DC. Work a DC into each of the DCs from the previous round. When you get to the corner space, work a DC, chain 2 and DC. You're going to repeat the same thing throughout the entire round. When you get to the last DC of the round, you're going to join to the second chain, the beginning chain 2 with a slip stitch. Then again for round 4, we're going to repeat the same method. We're going to chain 2 and work a DC into each of the DCs from the previous round and a DC, chain 2 DC into each of the corner spaces. So here you can see the hexagon taking shape, and here's where tip number 5 comes in. Math is your friend. Repeat after me. Math is my friend. So the crochet hexagons increase by 2 stitches per side each round. What that means is that you can see this is one side and it increases by 2 stitches. You see here we had 2, then we have 4, then we have 6. It will keep increasing by 2 stitches each and every round. This will help you if you're designing a pattern, or if you want to know how the pattern behaves or how many stitches you'll have after a particular number of rounds. So let's do the 4th round so that you can actually see the math I'm talking about. So for round number 4, still the same concept. DC into each DC from the previous round, and in the corner spaces you're going to place DC, chain 2, DC. So you can see what the hexagon looks like after 4 rounds, and you can see what I was saying about it increasing 2 stitches per side. You can see here we had, for this side we had 2, then 4, then 6, then 8 stitches. So it increases uniformly throughout all the sides. So that's going to help you with your math if you're making a bag or even a blanket and you want to know the exact number of stitches you're going to need for a particular measurement. And that's it, friends. That's how to crochet a hexagon. If you want a bigger hexagon, continue like this until you get to the desired size. Hexagons are popular for making crochet bags and blankets. When I was planning on making a crochet baby blanket for my niece, I decided to use hexagons because I had never used them in a project before. Plus Lexi Hexi has a better ring to it than Lexi Ripple or Lexi Moss. You can find the pattern for it linked in the description. That's it for today, and those are your 5 tips. I hope they help. See you in the next tutorial. Bye.